I'll tell you this. We're all running a little bit behind today. Chris Demm's okay. He's cool as a cucumber, as always.
He just told me, he goes, I actually finished about 20 minutes
I finished about 20 minutes early.
A little early.
Well, yeah.
Unflappable. Unflappable. He's the Joe Burrow of radio because he's cool as a cucumber. It doesn't matter what the situation is. He's cool. I was running a little behind. We had a few technical issues. I was up.
A few.
Some snack issues.
God darn, I'll tell you something. I want to get to the football in a minute, but let me say, I wanted to say something. You don't even, I don't know if Big even knows it.
I don't.
Ran into a coworker and dear friend in the hallway. You know Katie. Works in the building. She was here early today, and she had an event over the weekend at a cookie establishment.
Yes.
I don't want to.
Well, this place is, you can say, this place is blowing up, man.
Crumble cookies.
Oh, yeah. It's taken the country by storm.
Yeah.
Americans want cookies.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go there this week. I haven't been to a place. It's called Crumble Cookies.
You should take your daughter.
Okay. This week, I'm going to make a special field trip.
It's less bad that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Less embarrassing.
He's right, but I meant more because I thought your daughter would love it.
no.
Right.
Yeah.
You were just going to go on your own.
Well, I haven't been. There's a place called Crumble Cookies. I guess it's a nationwide
Yeah,
or
it's
regional.
It's sweeping the country.
People seem to love it. I keep hearing about it. I've never been. We have one. I've never been to Crumble Cookies. But everybody seems to love this.
Once you go, you're hooked.
Yeah, warm cookies, all that. Now, you probably realize that this Saturday I'm starting the Transformation Challenge. I'm getting ready to get...
Is that this Saturday?
It's this Saturday.
Oh, I knew I had something marked down.
I've got weigh-ins this Saturday.
A literal weigh-in?
A literal weigh-in where I get up, not only just a weigh-in, I'm doing this through the gym. I'm doing an 8-week transformation challenge. Winner now, if I lose the most body fat percentage, $1,000. All right, that's why I'm in it. Plus,
they have made allowances for, what's the word? Eating disorders.
I don't know. I don't really.
I mean, you're the type of person. I know you, Kelly. I've known you a long time. The people at your gym don't know.
No.
You will send yourself to the hospital to win $1,000.
That's right. I signed a waiver. I don't know. I didn't really read it. I couldn't read it. That's another thing. I didn't have my glasses. They were like,
dark.
Can you sign this? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So my weigh-in is this Saturday, and I'm trying to be as heavy as possible. I want to.
Oh, so this is a bulk up week.
Yeah, load
Like
it
the
up.
reverse of a fighter trying to make weight.
Right, I'm going up, so that I can then lose for the 8 weeks. So I keep hearing about. I'm sorry,
You're out of breath.
Already
Working that weight.
Sorry, I had a tough. I am so far behind that I'm just run. So I keep hearing about Crumble Cookies, and I thought, well, this is a perfect week to go because I'm bulking up anyway. This is my last real chance to ever have a Crumble Cookie. I'm changing my entire lifestyle as of Saturday. Forever. That's it. Right. So I run into our coworker and a dear friend, Katie, and she says, well, I was hoping to surprise you today with 20 cookies from Crumble Cookies. She had an event there over the weekend. And I said, oh, well, this is perfect timing because I'm getting ready to, this is blowout week.
It's snack time for you.
Today.
It literally was your snack time.
So bring them on.
I was walking downstairs to get M&Ms out of the machine. And she said, well, we were there on Saturday, and our salesperson, Heidi, was given a box of 24 Crumble Cookies, and the people from Crumble Cookies says, make sure you take these back to the station now for everybody. And Heidi said, oh, don't worry, I will. And Katie said, okay, you can take those back? And Heidi said, yeah, I'm going to put them in the break room. I'm going to put them down in the kitchen on Saturday. And Katie said, perfect. And Heidi said, they'll be there for you on Monday morning. And Katie said, perfect. Great. We got it. Right.
What a way to start a week.
So Katie says, I was hoping to surprise you with these, but Heidi evidently took those home instead of taking them back to the station as she had promised. So long story short, Heidi is dead to me. And I want her written up. I want her ass.
Is that an HR violation?
Yeah, that's an HR violation. She lied. She lied. Where are these cookies? I want her called on the carpet for this. I want her in somebody's office. And
Permanent record, all of it.
I want this on her permanent record.
Are you a whistleblower?
Yes, I
Yes,
am.
he is.
Yes, I am.
He will be. Happily.
I feel like we have to step up.
Yeah.
I'm the whistleblower
Yes.
on this.
In fact, most whistleblowers feel a little bit of guilt. You never do.
No.
Are you sure you're willing to talk? I am.
Yeah, I will.
You know, there's no going back.
Fine.
I do.
Fine.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So I'm whistleblowing on her, and I'm running all over the building, and I stayed up a little late last night watching the Chiefs-Bills game, but not the whole game. In fact, I watched through halftime, and Bill Cowher said, my son and I were watching it, and Bill Cowher said, this has the potential to be the greatest NFL football game ever played. And I turned to my son and I said, I'm going to bed.
I didn't make it to. I made it to the end of the first quarter, so I didn't see any of the. I mean, I saw some of the game, but
I felt
not the
like
crazy finish.
I felt like the Chiefs were going to win. I felt like the Bills were going to hang tough, but the Chiefs, because they couldn't stop the Chiefs, at least in the first half. I mean, it's just like, no, it's not going to be able to stop them enough. And then I got up this morning early and watched it in real time to watch the second half of the game. And it probably is the best fourth quarter I've ever seen.
I was going to ask you all
I think it
because
ranks.
I thought so.
I do too.
I thought so, but you all know.
Well, we slap you down.
I
on these
know.
things.
Anytime I say stuff like that, you bring up, well, in 1981. So I don't know that stuff.
We're talking about Chargers Dolphins 1981, which is the greatest game I've ever seen. But this one is going to have to go top 5, I think, of greatest games of all time. I really think that's the case.
Well,
Playoff game.
I'll
How
tell
many
you.
times did the lead change in the last 2 minutes?
4 times in the last 2 minutes.
I don't know. I did kind of what you did at halftime. I watched it through halftime and I went, nah, I'm going to try to go to bed. I felt the same thing. Chiefs are going to win. And then I just couldn't. I kept turning the TV back on.
Well, once you start watching that fourth quarter.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, I'm up now, so I'm just going to finish the game. Incredible. I mean, I was actually sitting up. It did make me sit up in bed.
Whoa.
Yeah. Believe me. Like legs off the side.
What?
Unbelievable.
He didn't see it. He don't
He
know.
don't know.
He don't know how good it was.
That was Biggie raising the
I know.
the top of his mattress.
Oh, I was reclined back. I was like, let's get comfortable. But in those last
Lower
2
those
minutes,
I'll tell you this, though.
last 2 minutes of feet off the side of the bed sitting.
You probably broke the bed. There's so many scoring plays, and they every time somebody scores, they're like, "That's it, it's over."
That's
it. Wait a minute, Mahomes.
By the last 13 seconds, I was
So the Josh Allen and the Bills, he is so good. It is unbelievable. I'm a Broncos fan. They passed on him. They did not take him in the draft. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Just watching this. And Patrick Mahomes, that was one of the best quarterback duels of all time. I mean, there was nothing else Josh Allen could have done. They scored. They were back and forth. If you missed the end of this game, they were back and forth. And by the way, every game got progressively better. You know, it was just incredible games all week. What a weekend of football.
I'd say it's the best weekend of football I've ever seen.
All 4
Stacked
games.
all together.
Quality games, all 4. We're going inside the numbers now later. We're going to have to go more prime time with this.
Sure.
We have the final calls of all 4 games to compare and contrast. I'll say this. Al Michaels, shaky on his final few seconds. I love Al Michaels. You know that.
Yeah.
He had Rams-Bucks, and he's a little off.
I don't think I even remember what he said.
Well, I mean, you caught up in
Because
the
once
game.
you see the ball go through the uprights.
Yeah.
Exactly. But this game last night, this Chiefs-Bills, if you miss it, late game, I got up and watched it this morning. The Bills took the lead finally with 13 seconds. Now, they took the lead with like a minute and a half, and then you think, well, the Chiefs are going to probably. They go back down. There's a minute. Then the Bills come back and score with 13 seconds. And I looked at the clock and I thought, is that enough time? Because they're up by 3.
Yeah.
Okay, they're up by 3.
Can Mahomes tie it?
I looked and I thought 13. I was like, if you leave him with like 8 seconds, but he's got 3 plays, and that's exactly what they did. Zip, zip. They're down the field, and they kick and a fairly short field goal, like 40-some yard field goal, to tie it. And you're just like, my God, you cannot keep him down.
Well, no. Well, and they were talking about leading up to that. They were like, well, could he do a 60-yarder? Could he?
The kicker?
Yeah, the kicker. And I was like, they're going to get closer. I just knew. I was like, they're going to get closer than that.
Well, when the Bills scored, Romo said, that's it. He has taken the Bills to the AFC Championship. And I thought, no, we've seen, it's 13 seconds, which, most people, but Mahomes is in that other level. He's just, God.
You can't count him out.
You cannot stop. Either team, you couldn't be stopped, which, Chris Demm is always saying, where's the defense? The defense in a lot of these games, it's like they just give up huge chunk plays at the end of the game.
There was some online chatter of, was this really a great game, or was this just two very tired defenses that were just hanging by a thread?
Well, it's awfully exciting. No matter what it was awfully exciting. So the Chiefs tie it, and then the game goes to overtime. Well, the Chiefs win the coin flip and get the ball, so pretty much, they're going to win. They're going to, because the Bills were not stopping them. Neither team was stopping the other. And so it's like that coin flip is probably going to decide it. Chiefs get the ball, go downfield. This is the Kansas City radio call from the Chiefs announcer, Mitch Holthus.
Mahomes looks to throw it. Pump faking. Right side. He wants it. A comeback cut. It is caught by Kelsey. Touchdown! Kansas City. One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelsey. And the Chiefs have won this incredible divisional playoff game in overtime.
Now, quick side note. All right, wasn't it just last week we were discussing my visit to sports broadcasting camp at Daytona Beach Community College?
Yeah.
Down at DBCCCCCC?
Yeah.
Okay. Mitch Holthus, who you just heard call.
What's his name?
Mitch Holthus.
That's the best they had.
I guess he skipped the change your name for broadcasting day. Holthus.
That's Mitch Holthus.
I guess he doesn't.
He doesn't subscribe to the whole.
I am who I am.
I am who I am.
That's Mitch Holthus.
Be real.
Yeah. So he was my camp counselor.
No,
he was my leader.
You're kidding
He was
me.
my leader. It was his first year on the job for the Chiefs, or second. He had come from Kansas State. He did Kansas State college football, and he had just taken the Chiefs job.
My God.
Yeah, and he had.
You've seen him naked. He popped your ass with a wet towel
Well,
he was
at a Holiday Inn.
He was my
no,
counselor.
wait, a dorm.
He was at the dorm.
The dorms.
different time.
Well, yeah, it was good-natured ribbing back then. It was just, boys being boys, as they say.
I always thought to myself, I'm going to follow the career of Mitch Holthus and see how he does. And he told us, he said, develop a signature call. Now, that's an opposite of what our friend Mick Mixon, who's the Panthers play-by-play man, says.
Don't lean on crutches or cliches.
You hear how he goes, touchdown, Kansas City. That's it. He's like, I do can't. He goes, I emphasize.
Every touchdown.
He said to us as we were preparing to be great broadcasters in sports, he said, develop a signature. Be your own. You make it your own. Mine is, I emphasize Kansas City. I do that every time. Every time they score a touchdown. And so he's still doing it today. Now we're 25.
Kept us up all night telling tales.
Yeah.
You just sit there wrapped at the edge of your little single bed.
Mitch. Oh, my God.
NFL sleeping bag.
Yeah. And all the teams. All the teams' logos.
All the helmets.
Mitch Holthus. I was like, oh, my God, that's Mitch Holthus. That's right. Now, he didn't change.
You should send him a message.
I should.
Yeah.
I hope he remembers me. Golly, all those many years ago.
It's me with the tight little butt you slapped. What? How'd you get this email?
We shared the riblets at the Applebee's.
What?
Come back to haunt him now, all these years later.
Look, I don't know how much I have to pay you, but I'll pay it. Just don't go to the FBI.
I mean,
look, I am one game from the Super Bowl.
Again.
I've got money. You know this. That's why you're here.
Lose this number.
At that time, the Chiefs weren't any good. It's like, okay, whatever. Now I hear him all over. I hear him on like NFL Network and that's Mitch. I always say to my wife, "That's Mitch Holthus." Right?
Wow,
I know him. That's it.
How about that?
That's right. I have to. You were talking about changing your name for broadcast purposes. I've done it. You know that. You know I've done that. Okay. It came back to. It reared its ugly head this weekend. Guys came over. We were watching. This was the Saturday games. The Packers, 49. Another great game.
Another great game.
Oh, wow. How about the 49ers? Who could have? My goodness. Stunner.
Blew my mind.
Totally. And the Bengals game was really good. We were watching those games, called in for pizza. It was another one of those things where I had to do half.
God almighty.
Oh, no.
Did you literally place a phone call?
I always do because I always feel like I want to explain it to them because, okay, if you don't know this is such a inside the numbers game, but one of my friends who comes over to play cards doesn't like mushrooms. Another doesn't like green pepper, okay? The other two of us, myself and the other guy, we just like it all the way. And they have something called a super special. So what I want to do, and I've tried this many times, but never to success, is order a super special, large, half with no green peppers, half with no mushrooms, and then another one just like it comes. It's never worked. So this time I changed it up. See if you think this was smart. I was going to order one super special.
As is.
Well, no.
Okay.
Half of it with no mushrooms. Okay. And then pizza number 2. A super special, half of it with no green peppers. So it's not like,
okay.
See what I'm saying? Move it off to the side. But then I was ordering a third for my son and my wife who were downstairs, my daughter who were downstairs, and that was like a half pepperoni, half Hawaiian. And the guy I talked to, it was the most difficult conversation I've ever had in my life. He could not get that. He couldn't get that there were 3 pizzas, and he could not get. So the way it turned out was they delivered it. They delivered both pizzas, no mushrooms, heavy green pepper. Well, poor Diesel.
So he had to start picking?
He started picking.
Oh, yeah.
And my wife, later I was telling her this, and my wife's like, they're grown men, they can pick off green peppers and mushrooms. And I said, no. The guy who took my orders,
He should get it right.
He should get it right.
I did that job.
Yes.
And I know he should get it right.
Come on. I mean, my wife's like,
What you're asking for is not that uncommon.
thank you. Thank you.
Would it be easier, Biggie, because, you've worked pizza, quite often. Is it easier if you visualize it on a website? For the people making
See,
the
that's
pie?
why I call.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, because that's why I call. I want to talk him through it. So I'm there with him, and he repeats it back to me.
Yeah.
Let's build it together, Craig.
Or am I better off just going online? I have not had success over the phone.
I think you're better off almost going online at this point because you can do it there. They'll see it pop up.
Yeah.
Although, mistakes are still made.
Yeah.
Anytime you're wanting to change like a half and a half, you're risking it. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
That somebody misreads it or
It's
doesn't
a very
understand.
diva order.
That's what my wife
I don't
said.
know. I don't think it's that diva.
It is. My wife says
It is.
It's diva. Just let them
Just
pick
get
up.
pepperoni, for God's
No,
sake.
we like.
It's pizza.
I like the super special.
It's when you start taking halves off.
That's it.
Yes.
If you
one
just-
thing off of a half, but not one thing on the same.
Because then you have to visualize as you're making it.
Yeah.
That's where if you just said no green pepper,
Right.
that's
Sure.
easy.
Right. I got but
Yeah.
I wanted green pepper. And I wanted mushroom on my.
Why don't
part.
you just get the same and then one of you be a pickle pepper and then one of you be a mushroom pepper and just swap?
What you're saying? A full pizza
Yeah,
with no
you
mushrooms.
get 2 full pizzas.
One with no mushrooms, one with
No, as they come. And then
But then they've got to start picking off their own.
Right.
No, that's what my wife says. I said no.
so all the mushrooms go in a pile of the unwanted mushroom eaters.
Yeah.
All the peppers go into the unwanted pile from the non-pepper
See, that's
eaters.
what my
and then
wife
you
says.
just throw them on the other side.
Right. That's what my wife says. She's like, they're grown men. They can pick this stuff off. I said, no. Because
They're not.
No. What I say is the flavor remains. The flavor of the green pepper.
baked in.
It's baked in.
It does. It
Right.
does. You're right. It does.
I mean, I am an olive. I pick off black olives.
Yeah, I hate olives.
And I hate them, but I'll do it. But I'd rather order without.
I think the best thing you could do is what you almost just said there.
Yeah.
You need to just get one no mushroom and one with no green pepper.
And then with but then the other two of us
I know
suffer.
that. Yeah, but you're just gonna have to
Not
suffer.
suffering.
We don't get
You're just gonna have to suffer.
Okay.